And John, the other question is, what symbolized the claiming of Australia as part of British Empire?
The raising of this flag right behind you, it is called the First Union, or Union Jack, and it's a special flag because it has two crosses. There's a red cross, which is called the Cross of St. George, and there's a white X, a saltire it's called, which is the Cross of St. Andrew. And those two crosses combined made this Union Jack or Union flag, and it symbolised the union between North Britain, Scotland, and South Britain, England, which then made the United Kingdom, or part of what we now know as the United Kingdom. So as a consequence, there was a lot of rivalry in those days between the various European powers, the French, the Spanish, the Portuguese, and the like, and they were looking for new territory. So when it came to the raising of this flag at Sydney Cove on the 26th of January 1788, it was just before the French were about to do a similar thing in Botany Bay. And Captain Hunter, who was the deputy commander of the First Fleet, went to Botany Bay and met the French ships and said, well, it's British territory, because the flag was raised and a formal claim was made, which was recognised. So our modern civilization came from that early British settlement, or European settlement as some call it, and it's the fact that we speak the English language, we practice common law, and we have a parliamentary system that we have today, sprang from that claim under this flag. So it's a very important day because in those years, well, it could have been a French settlement. Yes, and all these things are down to timing.
Timing.
And we're lucky it happened the way that it did.
And all this, just a summary, what has that linked to Australia Day?
Okay, well, I guess you also look at Thanksgiving for things like the common law, parliamentary democracy that we've inherited and built upon and made it distinctively Australian. The right to have gatherings wherever we go, to talk politics, to say and do anything as long as it's within the law. And that is something that allows a multicultural Australia to succeed, because if we all acknowledge that there is law, and if we understand that law and we practice that law, it means that everyone can interact and make an even greater Australia. So it's very, very important. And that flag now is part of the Australian national flag today, which of course is proudly alongside me. It's got not only the Cross of St. George, but it is also got, or has also got, the Cross of St. Andrew and a little red cross in between, which is called the Cross of St. Patrick for Ireland. And then of course there's the stars of the Southern Cross that show us that we're in the Southern Hemisphere, and what's called the Commonwealth Star that says that we're a federation of states and territories. So we cling to our precious history, because the history works. It even, we hope, applies to every citizen, every resident of Australia. Everyone is equal under the law. So that's what this flag represents.
Well, we're going to do a segment afterwards, just a very brief segment about the flags. John is going to go through the flags and painting and give a very brief history about that. That'll be a very interesting segment. So to conclude the Australia Day of what John has shared with us, just go out and enjoy and appreciate what we have on 26th of January and read up as much as you can about the Australian history. And thank you, John, for your time.
Well, look, I must say that you're absolutely right, Leanne. We've got to go out there and we've got to actually talk to our neighbours and all the people that live up and down the street and say, look, let's get together, have an Australia Day party. We might have, there might be a glass of champagne, and we raise the Australian flag. We might put it in the window, we might wear a lapel badge, or we might go to an Australia Day celebrations such as the great parade of ships on the harbour. But there's so many things you can do, but the key thing is love and friendship between all peoples in Australia, and an understanding of their position, and a celebration of Thanksgiving for what we've got together.
Yep, that's correct. So let's go celebrate January 26th.
And wave the flag.
And
Yes.
wave the flag. Thank you.